Welcome back to Smash. Now we get to sit down with Stephen Showery and find out what's to come for St. Lucian tennis. We're here at the National Tennis Center with Stephen Showery, the man in charge, and he's just going to tell us a little bit about himself.
Yeah, I started my tennis mostly in Europe. I played a lot of junior tournaments when I was much younger, and played a series of tournaments in England and throughout Europe, and then progressed where I was able to play what then used to be called the satellite tournaments. And like all the other players, I was battling for what they called ATP points, which is Association of Tennis Professional points, which eventually gave you a world ranking. And by doing that for several years, I was able then to get a few points, which gave me a world ranking. And thereafter, soon after, I was injured, basically, and I had an Achilles rupture. And that injury put me out of the game for about a year and a half. And as you know, so Sean, once you're out of the game for that period of time, it just moves on. And so it was a struggle to get back into it at the same level. And so one of the options was for me to get into coaching, and which I did. And many of the relationships that I have with various clubs around Europe allowed me to be able to coach there and so on. And over the years, I just built up, if you like, quite an extensive experience in coaching at all levels. I worked with Bob Brett, who was coaching Boris Becker at the time, former Wimbledon champion, and various other coaches of that stature. And it was great for a period of time. And then, lo and behold, I had the opportunity to represent St. Lucia, and that was via Johnny Easter, who heard about me, playing around Europe. And he invited me to come and represent St. Lucia, which I did for a number of years, and it was mostly the Caribbean Championships, which led to the Davis Cup. And I'd always been coming back to St. Lucia because my family is there, my mother's here, and my more immediate family is here. And I'd always been coming back every year and staying for longer and longer and longer periods. And it was always my concern as well to be able to, after all these years of playing, you want to give something back as much as you can. And then, of course, this opportunity arose whereby a new center was being built, and they were looking for somebody who might be able to contribute towards the growth of tennis in this country, which when I was asked if I would be interested, I said, yes, I would be. And so lo and behold, this is where I'm at now.
So are you St. Lucian or St. Lucian parentage?
I am St. Lucian, yeah. I'm both St. Lucian parentage and St. Lucian as well. So just that I sometimes don't sound like it.
Definitely made a living and made a home in Europe, so
yes,
that's definitely understandable. So now we're here at this beautiful new facility, and I guess a lot of people want to know most of them want to know what the prices are, what the schedule is like, just what's really going on up here in terms of tennis now for the general public.
Absolutely. I mean, initially, I think that's the purpose of this National Tennis Center, is that it provides, more access, easier access into the sport, into the participation of the sport. Also, affordability. These were the two criteria, as you know, Sir Sean, when we were playing, right? How we managed to get into it, we've got a whole story behind that, what our parents, committed to give us the opportunity to play. But certainly, there was always these restrictions in playing the sport, particularly in St. Lucia. There's a cachet of class towards it. There was if you like, just a lack of confidence that it was accessible, it was affordable to just about anybody, and of course, we are very grateful to the hotels for helping to provide the courts that provided for a certain amount of people the access to be able to play tennis. But with this particular center here, it really is an open arms, facility, and basically what we're trying to do now is to try and make it as affordable and as accessible as possible, to be able to, because I always believe that there was always an underlying interest in the sport. I think you probably may have witnessed that. There was always some curiosity about playing the sport, but it was always countered by well, you know, there's just no way I can get access or be able to afford to play this. But now with the tennis center, hopefully that will change. That is changing.
Oh, definitely. All right. Also, could you tell us a little bit about the junior programs that are going to be implemented over here in terms of, well, we have the ITF Coca-Cola International coming up in August.
Yes.
Just tell us a little bit about what's been going on with the coaches and with the junior program and some of the advancements you guys have made so far in the last few months.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, a month ago, when I started my position here, it was a complete shell. Now we have programs, you know, junior programs that are ongoing now, ranging from you know, junior beginners right up to our national standard players. And there's a if you like, a ladder system where they can progress, and we can monitor and nurture their progress all the way up, so that we can actually gauge, you know, their progress and also nurture that, as I said before, their progress. We have that in place. They're very affordable and very cheap. I mean, it works out to less than $10 per hour per child. At the same time, we have also the Coca-Cola ITF tournament, which was always at the previously, or at least for the last few years, was at the Racket Club, but now we have the opportunity to be able to be the host of that tournament here at the National Tennis Center. And for those of you who have never been to the tennis center, I can assure you it's state of the art. It is a fantastic facility. We have 6 championship courts. It is expansive, and it is the kind of place really that you'd want to not only play but also see events, tournament events of the highest standard.
Thanks, Stephen, for clearing things up for us. Stay here with us. We'll be right back after this commercial break.